Welcome back to RivLo Acres. Today we're going to process a bushel of apples, and we're going to use these apples to make 3 different things. So first we're going to wash the apples. I always put a little vinegar in the water when I'm washing my produce. You just want to make sure that there's nothing hiding, nothing on it. So after you get them washed, you're going to peel, cut, and core your apples. So we save the peels and the cores for the jelly and the cider vinegar. Make sure you cut the blossom ends off of your cores just to avoid any problems in the future. So to keep your apples from browning while you are peeling and cleaning everything up, you can do a few different things. You can either put your apple slices in a bowl of ice water with lemon juice, or you can try the Ball Fruit Fresh Produce Protector. I've never used that product, but that's what their website says that you can use. And then you just drain it off before you cook your apples, and that should make sure everything is nice and pretty. So I put the apples in my roaster pan, and I put a little water in there. I did not soak my apples, so they were a little on the dry side, and I just wanted to get it started. So I stirred everything around, turned my roaster pan on, put the lid on, and continued peeling and prepping to make this applesauce. I cooked it until everything was broke down pretty well, and then I ran it through my food mill. I used the berry screen. I used the short spiral. You could probably use the long spiral and get it to run it through the screen a little bit longer. I like to run everything through a finer screen so that there's a nice texture and it's not real grainy. So I'm gonna link below the ball recipe and directions on how to make applesauce. I'm not gonna tell you how to can it and all that stuff. I'm not a professional. I want you to do it the right way, so follow the directions. Alright, so it's time to make our apple scrap jelly. So the recipe calls for about 20 apples worth of peels and cores and 6 cups of water. So you're going to bring that to a boil, reduce it to a simmer, and simmer for about 15 minutes. Don't worry if any seeds or anything get in there, because you're going to strain off all of the pulp and everything that you put in there and just keep the juice, so they won't be in the final product. So I'm going to link all of these recipes in the links below. I'm also going to put a link for the Ball website. They have some amazing resources. So once your scraps have cooked down, you're going to strain them. I always use my jelly strainer with a flour sack towel. Just let it drip down, just let it sit on the counter for a while. Do not squeeze the pulp, it will make your juice cloudy. So after you get everything strained, you're just gonna put it in the fridge and let everything settle. There'll be some sediment in the bottom. So then the next day, you'll end up making your actual jelly. And I will put a link to the Ball website so that you can use their pectin calculator. I didn't even know it existed. I'm glad I found it, because now I can make sure that my jelly will have the right amount for what I'm using. I was amazed at this jelly and the flavor that it had, because it only was made out of apple peels and apple cores. It was absolutely phenomenal. I've made jelly from apple juice before, but this was really, really good. It was such a pretty color. It turned out really amazing. I also added a little pumpkin pie spice to mine. I use pumpkin pie spice in place of cinnamon or any of those flavors. I just like how rounded out the flavor of pumpkin pie spice is. It's a nice accent. People are always asking, what did you put in there? So I cooked my jelly. It turned out amazing. I didn't get a final product image. I think it's all gone by now, but it really was worth it. And the amazing part is that I got jelly out of something that otherwise would have just been fed to pigs or chickens or the compost pile. last but not least, the apple cider. So I use the recipe from the Prairie Homestead, and it's very simple to make and do. You just put your apple scraps in your jars, you mix up your sugar water, you pour it in, you cover your jars, and you let it sit. And then you have apple cider vinegar. I'll link the recipe down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.